Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good Monday morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here. We got a big show lined up as always, and a big week lined up. One of our full weeks getting back to, and we'll get started today with our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. High today 69, low 54, and water temperature is 65. Been hanging in there around 65. And let me go and mention something about the water quality. I've been really, I watch it all the time because I live up there on North Bay, and it's our bay system. And I've sort of researched it recently. We're getting a lot of gasoline, and so all these derelict boats and all. They all had gas in them, and they brought to my attention by one of my friends and all, talking about when he's helping haul them out. And he said, Coach, it's just the gasoline, when you pick them up, the gasoline just pouring out of them. So that's just something that really not much we can do. If you put a boom around it if you can, but there's so many of them out there they couldn't have done that. So anyway, just be aware of that, and hopefully our base system will clear up eventually, and it won't do that much permanent damage. But I do want you to know that, and do what you can. If you see one leaking, let the Coast Guard or someone know about it, some authority know about it to help out. Let's move on with our moon phase. The moon phase, we're in a new moon today. The full moon of January will be January the 21st, and it's sort of going to coincide with the rut. The rut's going to be going on strong in the middle of January, then working on toward that full moon. So there'll be a lot of the rut later on in the night and all, but a lot of scrapes and all be made. But they'll go back in the daytime, so we all know that. The tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn today, like I say, the 7th of January, good, strong, really good tidal flow, and the tides are really low when it's low too. And it's going to be 7:55 this morning and a high at 5:30 this evening. And coming in, it's going to be like that all week long, good, strong tides. And we're getting ready. The few fishing reports I've seen, folks are catching fish. The few folks that are going are catching some fish. And I talked to freshwater people that do a lot of freshwater, and they just shaking their heads. It's just not good. Just so much water out there. The marine forecast today is coming in at south-southeast at about 10 to 12. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's get started on some pictures. We're going to start on this statement first. This is from Stacy Ellisor Grimes, daughter of the late one of my good friends, Bill Ellisor, and they live on a Hobbs homestead up at Deer Point Lake, and she has all these eagle facts, and I'm going to just share them with you because there's a reason for sharing them. And Stacy said, did you know the bald eagle has a body length of 28 to 40 inches? The typical wingspan is between 5 feet 11 inches and 7 feet 7 inches, and mass is normally between 6.6 to 13.9 pounds. Females are 25% larger than males, averaging as much as 12 pounds. And the reason she's doing this, and the male is 9 pounds, is because in their front yard, this eagle, and they've sent pictures on a regular basis, this eagle, that's Deer Point Lake in the background, is working on building a nest and getting a lot of the stuff out of their yard. And she is taking a lot of pictures, and that's just fascinating. And I want to remind you that, our outdoor activities, it's not all hunting and fishing, although we love hunting and fishing. Just seeing nature in itself, the bird, what the birds do and all. I'm fascinated with birds in my yard, and it just, so I would encourage you to take pictures, just relax, enjoy a lot of the wildlife going on around you, a lot of nature there. So thank you, Stacy, for sharing that. Your dad would be tickled. All right, now listen, we got the red snapper. This is interesting. We got a public hearings coming. And this is the Gulf of Mexico Marine Management Council. And look, do y'all see Panama City or Pensacola on here? I don't. Tonight they're going to be in Fort Myers, and then go down the list. Now 17th is online webinar, and then Crystal River and Tallahassee is the closest one on January 23rd. And at this meeting, they're going to discuss just basically a red snapper management, and it's going to be they do this every year. And the one in Tallahassee will be at the Ferris Bryant Building, and the FWC will be hosting it. So anyway, if you cannot attend, you can also provide comments on their website. And I want to talk about website. You cannot buy happiness, but you can buy a boat, and that's pretty close. And I'm going to show you why in a minute. Somebody talking about the intercoastal waterway. Anybody run the ditch, and the ditch is the slang for the intercoastal waterway. out of Panama City since the hurricane, and Mark Cannon has, and he said, I ran it several times. The channel is clear in the ICW, but there's a big tree in the middle of the entrance to the Gulf Canal from the Intercoastal Waterway, so be aware of that. You know, the floating objects, the Army Corps of Engineers does a good job keeping everything cleared out in the Intercoastal Waterway. It's a fascinating tributaries all throughout these areas and all, but it is clear you can run it, but there's a big tree there in that Gulf Canal. So that's when we try to stay on top of things and share that information. So always check out too before you go on a trip. And the reason I say you can buy a boat, Harts Marine has it. Can you tell we're excited to get back to work and receive our first load of Key West for 2019. Come check out our open air showroom. They're just gonna have them outside. And that's the first load of Key West. Bubba Hart and the gang is getting up there. So I got tickled, put a smile on my face when I saw that. So go check them out. This is good. Blake Sutherland, I fished with him, been on the show before. The dad's Tim Sutherland, and y'all know the family, but I'll just read this to you. He's talking about his dad. He will never know how thankful I am he taught me the woods. And I cannot wait to do the same with Branson. That's his new son, little baby. And this one means a lot to me. Today was one of those days we just got to thank God. Tim Sutherland. So he hunting there with his dad, and then had a great picture, and then had a great testimony about a dad taking the son hunting and at a young age, and he's still doing it now. He's going to take his son. So good job, Blake Sutherland. Good job, Tim. I thought this was good. Is this not typical? This is an area, and really it's pretty close. And I sort of zoomed it in. January 2019 satellite photo of the affected area, one big blue tarp. And it's amazing that the blue tarp's still out there, but I just wanted to make sure. And I went down to Cape Sandblast, and they do have the tarp set. The tarp goes over the end of it. I thought that's exactly what is going on. So I got a kick out of that one too. I want to share that with you. Don't forget tomorrow, let's see, the 15th will be next Tuesday night, the social for the Panama City Kayak Fishing Association there at Major Smokehouse. Things to do in 2019. Go fishing more, fish more often, fish all of the time, fish more, never stop fishing, fish a lot. So I thought that was good. Okay, I got one or two more. I got enough time. Ronald Mathis sent this in. His sister-in-law, Connie Shadrick, smoked this fine, full rut Calhoun County 6-point in a Bear Creek Hunting Club named Connie Shadrick, and here's a picture of her. Good job, Connie Shadrick. Nice buck. And we're seeing a lot of ladies taking bucks the last couple of weeks. Good job there. One more, Mark and Michael Cowell went out to Texas during the Christmas holidays, had a great morning hunt in High Point Ranch. He got a Hill Country 10-point, and Michael got a Rio Grande Gobbler. That's a fine hunt. They starting to do that on the Christmas vacation. Good job there. A couple more, Billy Grantham, juvenile eagle hit by a vehicle and taking it to the rehab. And Bill Buchanan waiting on the feeder to go off. That's what the Bears are doing now. They just sit around. This is real life right here, reality TV. The Bears are just waiting on the feeder to go off. Now, I'm going to end on this one. This is good. It hasn't really, it's not a hunting or fishing picture, but Jay Moody and Amy Moody, y'all know Jay Moody with the Moody family, just good folks, and Jay's been around Bay County his whole life, and he's a certified public accountant here, and I went to the University of Florida, met this young lady, Amy. Her name was Amy Spurrier Moody, and they got married and raised 3 kids here. Amy teaches at Holding Nativity, and I keep up with her and all. And I found out I always knew what a good teacher she was, because her former students, when they got in high school, I would have them. They're talking about how Miss Moody was such a good teacher. So we've always had this good relationship. But here, I want to show you what he did. Let's read about it. Thank you, the team of Lawnscapes and Joe Littleton. I got Amy a Christmas present that we're both very thankful for. And they planted a tree. He bought it. They lost all the trees up here at Osceola Point. Look at the size of that tree. Isn't that huge? Now, they're going to cost a little bit, but it shows you it can be done. So this is what I want to encourage everyone out there. We've all lost trees, and I've mentioned this. I'm going to mention it over and over again in 2019. Get you some trees and get them planted. They don't have to be that big, but it won't hurt. And notice they didn't plant it close to the house, but it's still a beautiful tree. And this is what that's going to help us so much in our community to see some trees coming back up this spring and this summer. So good job, Jay Moody. I told him he got some husband points on that one. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let me share something with you. There's been a sort of renewed interest in my book, Full Box, you know, with losing the Queen fleet, the R Queen and the Florida Queen, and all the things happened since the storm. And also during Christmas break, I got a notice from a lady over in Mobile that, well, a lady I used to teach a long time ago, she had bought a book, and for a friend of hers in Mobile for a Christmas present, because this lady's grandfather was in the book. And so I texted her back. I said, "How did you find my book in Mobile?" She said, "I ordered it on Amazon.com." Now, you don't have to do that, but now you can. So I got curious because I knew, you know, I was just curious. I went to Amazon.com. I typed in Full Box. And look here, it is on, and I've told you this before, it is on there. I never paid much attention to it. And like I say, if you have folks in Wisconsin somewhere that want to get it, they might want to do that. Of course, you can get here locally. So here it is. It shows it on here. So I started looking. I was interested to see what they're selling for. Now, I'm going to scroll through these because it's fascinating. Now, they sell for $45 here locally. But here's the first one, a used book, $55. All right, I'm going to go through it. It talks about them and all. And what's fascinating to me, let's see. I was going to add, I'm not going to buy it. And let's see. It goes on down. It shows a lot more. Well, I don't have the rest of them, Jeff. It goes on down to, let me see.
Right there.
Which one?
Under add to cart. See new and used.
Okay, so thank you, Jeff. Go to used and new. So I made a list of them, and I was fascinated. So here's that one, $55. So I'm gonna just scroll through them, $55. All right, it goes on up to $84, $75. And it just keeps on going, and I'm reading about them. These are bookstores across America these are old bookstores, and they have people that did collectible. You see one $98 collectible. I think you get my point. Here's $141 used in good condition, and these are good bookstores. How about $140? Okay, and I would just $142. He keeps on going. And these are, like I say, these people make a living taking rare books and reselling them, and people buy them. I'm fascinated. It keeps on going up. And then the bottom one, if you want one, and this is unique. I said, $3,000. Gail heard me hollering in the living room. I said, how in the world? And I checked on it, and it was now this bookstore is a 94% positive rating as a bookstore. So, and it was. In fact, we're going to end on that. So $3,000. But that was an original. I read about that book. It's an original signed copy. All mine are signed, but I couldn't understand why it was so much. And here's the reason. Okay, it's 314 pages, signed by author on title page, inscription on front. I said, wait a minute. Inscription on front end page that reads, "Merry Christmas." 2001 to Corky and Yvonne, from John and Priscilla, and then it talks, so somebody's Christmas present, and it's what it says, a first edition, first printing, and if you know about books and all, that's a collectible. So anyway, what I want to do, I just want to let you know we got around 200 books left. You can buy them for $45 at C&G, at Sunjammers, or down at Blue Water. So you don't have to go on Amazon, but you do have some friends out of town. And I've said it before that this is the last printing, so I know some folks lost theirs in the storm and they've rebought them. So anyway, I just want to share that with you. Let's move on. Help me out on this. I need a good crappie report from Lake Talcott. You know, that's one of the top lakes in the southeast for catching crappie, and what we call them speckled perch. But I had a viewer call me the other day from Bonifay. Wilson called me from Bonifay. He said, "Coach, have you got any reports?" And I usually do, but I haven't yet. I don't know if the storm slowed them down or what, but I know February is a good month to go. So if anybody knows what's going on over there, let me know so I can pass it on to Wilson, or one of our fellow outdoorsmen. He can drive, he's in Bonifay, he can drive from Bonifay over there to Quincy and do some serious crappie fishing. And that information, anytime you get information like that, let's share it. And you know, you want the water temperature too, because it's got to be a certain water temperature. I know back before the storm in October, they were catching some. I saw some reports there. But just if you have anything about that, let me know. Also, let me. I get tickled about this. I've mentioned this again. Gas prices here, especially in Bay County, how they're so high, and I get tickled seeing why they're blaming why we have such high gas prices, and it's frustrating. And what gets me, they're saying now it was the gas that was in the tanks that they had paid a high price for before the storm, and they hadn't been able to pump it out of those tanks. I don't buy that. Okay, that if you've seen how many people been in Bay County driving around, and the number of people that come out of town, they're buying gas. In fact, there's been a huge amount of gas bought here in Bay County, and it's just simple. And so don't try to sell us that school of thought. I saw a TV interview the other day, somebody saying that. I said, well, we're not that stupid. And all it is just greed, and they just jacked up the prices on us. It's a shame. It's sort of, we're like in an abusive relationship. We're victims in an abusive relationship, and we just sort of have to accept what they give us, and hardly anything we can do about it. But I do wish some of our leaders and all would just be screaming that, you know, there's no way the gas prices should be high right here in this area. There's so many other examples of low gas prices. So don't try to sell us a bill of goods about this. It's that original gas in the tanks that we had there in October before the storm. Okay, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. I'm glad you're with us. I mean that sincerely. Glad you're with us. Get 2019 started off good, and all kind of good things going to be happening. Let's look at fishing game times. Talking about good things happening. If you can get out on the water in the woods, you want to do it at 12:46 or 3:46 this morning, or how about this afternoon at 1:10 to 3:10? That'll be a lot easier. I wrote this down. this little statement. I want to try to word it correctly. I just want you to know I feel very strong about this. And I've talked to my students a lot of times, and this is something I would tell them this morning because it's been on my mind. I want you to know, God puts all kind of people in our lives. A lot of times it's people who are encouraging and positive. I've just been inundated with those kind of people my whole life. But at times, you're going to be exposed to some mean and ugly people. And I think they're thrown in our lives to sort of test our faith, I guess. And I just want you to know that, and well, I'm no exception to it. I've been exposed to all kinds, and it's just how you handle those situations, I think. And I want to encourage you to just handle them in the right way if you can. Keep your faith strong on that. I just want to share that with you. We're talking about sharing things now. I want to go ahead and share the show resolutions. And by the way, send your names in. I haven't mentioned this already. Some of you have already started doing. Sending your names in for the 2019 drawings. The ones in here now still 2018. I'm going to maybe do this another week, and then the next week I'm going to just, whatever names I have, start drawing for 2019. It's a lot of busy work that Gail has to do, and she just hasn't had a lot of time to do busy work. But go ahead and send the names in, and we'll start working on it, okay? So for all kind of drawings, and we're going to do some good giveaways. In fact, that's one of the resolutions. In fact, I have that number 4. One of the resolutions for what we're doing is the giveaways. But let's go to number 1. We're going to make Panhandle outdoors. We're going to make it bigger and better than ever. That's always number 1 resolution. We just try to go bigger and better than ever. Number 2, we're going to have. I'm going to get some live songs. I'm going to get some people to sing every now and then. I just feel encouraged. Jeff is going to help us out on it with the sound system and all. We just get somebody over here to my left. They're just going to belt out a song. And every now and then, so I've seen some young people in the area and all doing songs, and every now and then we're just going to sing a song for you, maybe end the show on a song or something. Number 3, we're going to do more of and Bill Allen and I talked about it, and he did it one day, having a group of people here as a panel, discussing things and all, and just sort of mix things up. And I love doing a show by myself. I love doing it with a guest, and I love having a panel, and I love having video. So we're just going to try to keep mixing things up and try to keep things going. So if you have some subjects you want discussed and all with a panel, let us know, and we'll certainly try to get to it. And then number 5, we always do this: promote the young folks. Keep promoting young people in outdoors, and we've got some outdoor ed students coming up, and other schools. If you have some really good students you want to send to us, let us know. I talked about the giveaways. Okay. Number 6, I'm gonna flounder more this year. I'm getting set up. I really am. I'm going to do something I never thought I would do. I'm going to have a little generator on my boat, one of these little small generators, quiet generators, and to keep the lights going, because I'm going to start doing some all-nighters. So I'm looking forward to. I'm going to flounder this year. Doggone it, we're going to do it. And number 7. I've got a big word, scallop, with an exclamation point, scallop. Hopefully, we'll have some scallops in St. Joe Bay. That's going to be the $64 question to see if we're going to do that. Number 8, YouTube, you know, just keep YouTube going. I want you to encourage some of your friends out of town to watch the show on YouTube. Every morning when the show ends, Jeff puts it on YouTube, and we get good comments from YouTube. We get people across the country watching it, and it just makes us feel good that we're getting the word spread out. So you help us out on it, getting your cousins, whatever, especially if you got a picture of a little kid on there you want them to see. I get that all the time. Okay, number 9, drone. Get some more drone footage. Again, Jeff is really good with the drone, so we're going to have some more drone footage throughout the year. If you want the drone stuff done, get with Jeff. At number 10, more just feedback. We're going to do a new intro. We said this last year or two. We'll get a new intro this year, and give us some feedback on things you just want brought out in the show. So those are our resolutions. I wrote down all kinds of things, and just in general, we want to just try to improve, and we have a very unique situation here to be able to bring this show to you every morning, 260 times a year, and we don't want to take that for granted. We want to do the best we can, and we can't do that without your help and your feedback and all the emails, the texts, the comments I get, and the phone calls. I appreciate them. If for some reason I have not answered, my goal is to answer 100% of my correspondence. And I make a very noble attempt to do that. I think at times I may lose it with technology or something, or may get it misplaced. But if I don't answer you, please, try getting hold of me again, because I want to talk to you and let you know, or email you back or whatever. And the feedback you give us, especially like I said on the crappie fishing Lake Talquin, or we talked about bass fishing in Seminole. Randy Sidota caught some bass there in December. All this information, passing on to you, you're going to be able to enjoy the outdoors more. So I just want to encourage you to encourage others and all. Now, if you have a chance to have something very, very important that you think you want to share for the betterment of our community, our outdoor community, or community in general, touch base with me, and we can bring you on as a guest. And the biggest thing, though, we really want you to support our sponsors. They're the ones that help us out and bring this message to you. Shop local. And it's a win-win for everybody. So I just wanted to start this first full week of January off. We're giving you that message there. I'll wrap it up for today. You have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors. Do something good today for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.